track, running laps, yeah. Like I'm Roy, I'm living fast, switching lanes, yeah.
All right, yo. Today we're going to be looking at one of my strength training programs. This is going to be a breakdown of what I do and how I structure my strength training program. So, without further ado, let's go. So, first thing I do is I start with a warm up. I always start with a sprint drill warm up. For my warm up, I'm doing high knees here with a resistance band. So, let me go back a little bit so you guys can see. I have my resistance band behind me, and the focus of this high knee drill is to stay at the front with the knee drives as much as possible. I'm trying to work on hip flexors, trying to strengthen my hip flexors, get warm in the gym. So we're in Canada in the winter months. It gets very cold here, so we have to structure training a little bit different and be able to maneuver when it's really cold. So that's the first thing. Second thing I have going on here is I'm doing some broad jumps, and for my broad jumps, again, I'm using a resistance band or a resistance machine. I'm using the T-Apex here. This is a machine that was sent to me by this new company. It's almost, the T-Apex is almost the same thing as the 1080 resistance machine. If you know anything about the 1080, it's a very, I think there's only a few of them on the market, and the T-Apex is probably like number 2 on the market. In my opinion, the T-Apex is a little bit better because it's more portable, right? Unless you're gonna get a smaller version of the 1080, the TFX in my opinion is a little bit more portable. So here I'm doing some broad jumps. Again, this is all a part of my warm up. So the goal with this is to be very, let me go back here. The goal with this is to be very intentional with each jump, pause with each one, and explode out of each jump. All right, now we're gonna get into some fun stuff here. Seem like my next exercise I'm doing a step down. Yeah, next exercise I'm doing here is a step down, is a box step down to a hurdle hop, right? And this is great for ground contact. If you're an athlete or if you're a coach and you have a young athlete and you're trying to develop their ground contact, stuff like this where you're standing on a higher level and then jumping down and exploding out of that teaches young athlete what it feels like when you're trying to apply maximum force to the ground and be very quick and explosive. So this is the second one here. I'm gonna jump out of it, explode, and over. Seem like I have 2 hurdles. Oh, I have 3 hurdles. Okay, it's even better. Yeah, guys. It's continuous jumps, right? Continuous jumps. So probably did 2 to 3 reps of this. Again, when you're doing strength training, especially high intensity strength training, and you're trying to be as explosive as possible, the goal is not to max out a bunch of reps. The goal is to maximize on your reps. So you're trying to go less reps and better intensity. All right, so the next exercise I have here, oh yeah, this one is good, guys. If you're an athlete looking to develop glute strength, hip strength, this one is perfect. So I'm in a staggered stance position, and I'm doing a hip thrust with a heavy kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can use a dumbbell, same thing. Um, right here, I'm trying to dip that back knee down and then thrust my hip forward. Almost like the same thing I would be doing when I'm sprinting. Again, I treat this like an activation exercise. This is all a part of my warm up before I start the actual workout. As you guys can see right here, we're getting into some dancing before we get into the actual workout. So, um, for this one, I'm gonna be doing. Seem like I'm gonna be doing some cleans. Let's see. Yeah, seem like I'm gonna be doing some full cleans. No, I'm doing some high pulls. So again, the goal today is hips, hips, hips. So all of these exercises are forcing me to engage my hip. This one right here is perfect for a young sprinter who's looking to develop hip strength, or if you have a sprinter who's very powerful and you're trying to see how powerful they are and maximize on their strength so they could get faster. The deadlift to high pull is really good. And let me explain this drill a little bit more because I could explain it better, right? So your starting point is on the ground. And what you want, if you notice, when I reach for the bar, I'm in that quarter squat position, right? And then what I want to do from this position is push away from the ground with my legs. Once the bar passes my hip, let's do it again. So I want to push away from the ground, pull the bar. So once the bar passes, get the waist height, I'm gonna thrust my hip forward and jerk the bar up and then pull it. So let's go back to it. So see it one more time. So jerk the bar, pull the bar towards your pull the bar towards your hip and then jerk it. Good. So I'm getting up on the ball of my foot to work on triple extension. Again, I'm not doing a lot of reps, 4 to 5 reps, keeping my weight keeping my weight at an amount where my form isn't breaking. I'm able to move the bar fast, right? And be very explosive. That is the goal. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next one I'm doing here is a hang. This is a hang cleans. Hold on, give me a second. Camera's about to die. Camera's about to die. Dead camera. There we go. So this next one we're doing here is a hang cleans. Again, the goal is to be very intentional. I'm trying to be as explosive as possible. Pull the bar up and get under it as quick as possible. Oh, seems like I'm adding a press to it as well. So again, I'm hanging, pulling the bar, quarter squat, press. This movement is again focusing on the intentions of what you're doing with your hips. You're trying to be very intentional with the hip movement. You're trying to be very intentional with the quads and the calves and learning how to push, right? Pushing up on the ball of that foot and getting the bar as high as you can. So, yeah, guys, seem like this is gonna be a split snatch. It's gonna be a barbell split snatch. So this one is advanced. You guys I could break it down for you here. So basically what I'm doing is you have to set it up. So it's all about your grip, right? You want your grip to be outside of your waist, right? And then the first movement is a hinge at the hip, and then I thrust the bar forward, pull it over my head and jump out into a lunge position. So this is what it should look like. Not an easy exercise, guys, very advanced. And then when you get down into that lunge position, you don't want to jump back up to your stance. You want to step back up to your stance with the bar over your head, then bring it down. So let's do it again. And again, with this exercise, you're not trying to go heavy, you're trying to be very explosive. So I would say go with light weight. Fun fact, guys, top sprinters, fastest sprinters in the world, they probably lift heavy maybe twice. They probably do it in background season for a little bit, maybe once a month, right? It's lightweight, fast movements, and consistent training over time, right? So don't be fooled. Sprinters don't train like bodybuilders. They don't try to build muscle to be very big. They try to build strength to be very explosive. All right. So, and then another thing that sprinters do that's really good is when they're strength training, it's very specific to their sport, right? So they're not targeting just one muscle group. They're doing entire full body training. So take that into account. And you guys, these are the top exercises if you're looking to improve your strength in the gym as a sprinter. Tap in. These are the exercises you need to be doing. So again, I'm doing it here, losing some. I think I'm using a lighter weight, explaining how to do it. So again, let's walk through it one more time. Let's walk through it one more time. So you wanna hinge at the hip, right? See that hinge? You see that hip going back? That's the first part of the movement. And then when I do that part of the movement, I'm not actually pulling the bar forward with my hands. I'm using my hips to thrust the bar forward. I'm using my hands to control the bar. So control and then up over the head and jump out into that lunge position. It's a really good exercise, guys, if you're looking to develop hip strength, if you're looking to develop leg strength, this is crucial. So let's move on to the next one. I think this one is just a regular power cleans, hand cleans to a press. Yeah, so same thing again. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's get into this. So after I'm done, if you guys notice, I only did one exercise, but I did variations of that exercise. So I started with the power jerk, where I'm pulling the bar from the bottom. That's the first part of the movement. Then I pull the bar up to the top part and then press over my head. That's the second part of the movement. And then I jump out into a lunge, which is the third part of the movement. So it's still one move. All right. Next thing I'm getting into here now is some core work. So abs, core, two of them intertwined. So for the abs, I'm doing some hanging abs here. I'm trying to drive my knee up, hitting the obliques first. Go slow with these guys and focus on full range. If you're looking to develop upper body strength and core strength and core stability, you need to be hanging and pulling your legs up towards you, just like you would when you're sprinting. You're running forward and you're pulling your leg up and pushing back into the ground. Essentially, it's the same thing I'm doing here, but I'm isolating a little bit. So these exercises are going to be my top exercises that I do in my core work when I'm in the gym, and I'm trying to be very intentional with my training. So, but one thing you have to keep in mind, guys, with all of these exercises, I'm not overwhelming myself with a bunch of stuff. I'm keeping my rep counts low. I'm keeping my sets low, and I'm focusing on good movement, explosive movement, intentional movement, and I'm trying to be very explosive. So if you like this type of content, guys, let me know. I could break down videos like this more often if you guys are interested. If you made it to the end, if you made it to the end of this video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know. I could do more videos like these where I'm breaking it down and I'm explaining to you guys how I structure my training. And I'm out.